We can't spend all day cleaning. It's just not realistic. Some days we're tired or busy or sick, and on those days the mess around us feels 10 times heavier. What are we supposed to do? Then, just lie there in the middle of the clutter. It's frustrating because we've tried. We've decluttered, we've organized, we've spent entire weekends trying to get things under control. And for a while it feels better, lighter, calmer. But then life happens, things pile up again, and we find ourselves right back where we started. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not doing anything wrong. The real problem is this: most of us have been taught that decluttering is just about stuff. But the truth is, it runs deeper than that. It's emotional. It's about fear, identity, habit. And unless we deal with those things too, no amount of cleaning will really stick. So in this video, I want to share 7 hidden reasons your decluttering hasn't lasted and exactly what to shift in your thinking and in your routines so your space stays clear even on the days when you're too busy, too tired, or not feeling well enough to tidy up at all. For a long time, I thought clutter was just about having too much stuff. Too many clothes in the closet, too many papers I hadn't sorted, too many random things shoved into drawers. So I did what most of us do. I tried to be practical. I'd go through my things, make piles, tell myself if I don't use it, I should let it go. Simple, right? But then I'd pick up something small, like an old scarf, and I'd just stop. I couldn't put it in the donate pile, not because I needed it, but because it reminded me of a moment. A version of me I missed, or a person I was afraid to forget. And that's when I realized this wasn't about the scarf. It was about everything tied to it. The truth is, most of the clutter we struggle to let go of. It's emotional. It's not about whether something is useful. It's about what it represents. A time when we felt more in control. A place where we felt happy. A version of ourselves we haven't seen in a while. I remember keeping a box of old notebooks from a job I left years ago. I told myself they might come in handy one day, but the real reason I missed feeling confident and capable, and those notebooks made me feel like I still had proof of that part of me. It took me a long time to see it, but once I did, I was able to let them go. Not with guilt, but with respect. Like saying, thank you, you've done your part. So now instead of asking, do I use this? I ask, why am I really holding on to this? And more often than not, the answer has nothing to do with stuff and everything to do with feelings I haven't fully processed yet. When you realize that decluttering stops being about getting rid of things and starts being about understanding yourself, it becomes an act of kindness, not pressure. And that shift makes everything feel a little lighter. And if you're looking for simple ways to make your home feel lighter too, not just decluttered, but truly calm and peaceful, that's exactly what I'll be sharing in tomorrow's video. Small shifts you can try in any space, even on the busiest days, to help your home support your peace instead of adding to your stress. Next, let's talk about one of the sneakiest reasons we keep things. What if I need it later? I've kept so many things in my home for that reason alone. It sounds responsible, right? But honestly, it just led to piles of stuff I never touched. I remember having this little mini food processor I bought on sale. I thought, better to have it just in case. 6 years went by and I didn't use it once. It just sat quietly in the back of the cabinet, taking up space and making me feel a little guilty every time I saw it. But I kept it, because what if? Then one day while I was decluttering the kitchen, I asked myself, am I really keeping this because I need it or because I'm afraid I might not have it later? The answer was clear. I was afraid I'd regret it, afraid I'd waste money, afraid of being unprepared. But when I looked back, not once had I ever needed it. That's when I made a quiet rule for myself. If something has been sitting there for 2 years untouched, and I wouldn't even miss it unless I saw it, I can let it go. And if that rare day ever comes when I do need something like it, I'll figure it out. I can borrow it, buy secondhand, or go without. That's not failure. That's flexibility. Letting go of all those maybe someday items made my home feel lighter. But more importantly, it made my mind feel lighter. I didn't need to hold on to everything to feel safe. I could trust myself. Now, I'll be honest, this one surprised me. After all the effort I put into decluttering, I thought the hardest part was over. But then I'd look around a few weeks later, and things were piling up again. That sinking feeling came back. Like, how is this happening? I already did the work. And honestly, it made me feel like maybe I just wasn't good at this. Have you ever felt that way too? Like you clean and organize, and for a moment it feels amazing, but it just doesn't last. At first I blamed myself. I thought maybe I hadn't decluttered deeply enough. Maybe I needed better storage or better habits, but the truth was simpler and a little uncomfortable. I was refilling my space without even realizing it. I'd stop at a store to grab one thing and come home with 3. I'd scroll online and think, that's cute. Maybe that would make the living room feel cozier. I wasn't buying big things, just little items. A candle here, a basket there. But they added up fast. It's like the space I had cleared out was quietly calling me to fill it again. Not because I needed more stuff, but because I wasn't used to the quiet. The emptiness felt unfamiliar. And sometimes when life felt chaotic or overwhelming, shopping gave me a little boost. Something new to distract me. A small moment of control. Once I realized that I didn't blame myself, I just started watching my patterns more closely. I began asking, am I buying this because it's truly needed or because I'm trying to fix a feeling? Sometimes I paused long enough to walk away. Other times I still bought the thing, but at least I knew why. And over time, that awareness changed everything. I didn't need to be more disciplined, I just needed to be more honest with myself. Tip 4. This one used to catch me off guard because I didn't even realize I was doing it. I'd declutter, feel proud of the space I'd created, and then slowly, almost without noticing, it would all start to fill up again. Not with junk, with things I liked, things I chose. And yet, the weight came back. The overwhelm crept in again. Have you ever had that moment where you bring something new into your home, but instead of feeling excited, it just adds to the mess? I used to think I had a clutter problem. But really what I had was a letting go problem. I was bringing new things into my home, clothes, mugs, books, little bits and pieces, without ever asking myself, what am I ready to let go of? I remember buying a new coat that I really loved. It fit me well, the color made me feel good, it was a great purchase. But when I went to hang it in the closet, I had to push 5 old coats aside just to make space. And I realized I didn't actually make space for anything. I just squeezed more in. I still had coats from 10 years ago, some that didn't fit, some that I didn't even like anymore, but I kept them just in case. Sound familiar? Sometimes we think the problem is that we have too much. But really, it's that we keep adding more without letting go of what no longer fits our life. That's why I started practicing a super simple rule, 1 in, 1 out. If I bring something new into my home, I let go of something else. It doesn't have to be a perfect swap, it could be anything. Just the act of releasing one thing every time I gain another helps keep the balance. It also makes me pause before I buy. I ask myself, if I get this, what would I be willing to give up? And if nothing comes to mind, that tells me maybe I don't need the new thing as much as I thought. It's not about being strict. It's about staying aware, about making sure your home isn't constantly expanding while your energy keeps shrinking. So let me ask you, when was the last time you brought something new in and made space for it, really? Next, I didn't expect this part. I thought that once I started decluttering and simplifying, everything would just feel better, lighter, clearer, and in many ways it did. But I also started to feel a bit out of place. While people around me were excited about sales, new gadgets, New outfits. I was craving less. I didn't want another throw pillow or another beauty product. I wanted more breathing room, more quiet. And sometimes that made me feel a little strange, like I was going against what everyone else was doing. Have you ever felt that awkward moment when someone asks, "Why don't you just buy another one?" Or you don't want the newer version and you don't know how to explain that? You're just tired of more. At first, I thought maybe something was wrong with me, but eventually I realized it's not weird to want less. It's wise, and it's rare. We live in a world that glorifies more stuff, more goals, more hustle, but sometimes wanting more actually leaves us with less peace, less time, less space to just be. Choosing simplicity doesn't always look exciting on the outside, but it feels right on the inside. I started noticing joy in the quietest parts of my day, reading on the couch without needing to clean. First opening a drawer and knowing exactly what's in it, drinking tea in a room that doesn't scream for attention. And slowly, I stopped needing other people to get it. Because I got it. I could feel the difference. So if you ever feel like you're the odd one out because you don't want the next new thing, you're not alone. You're just building a life that fits you, not everyone else. Tip 6. This was one of the hardest parts of decluttering for me, the sentimental stuff. It's not clutter in the traditional sense. It's the box of baby clothes I kept, even though my child is now taller than me. It's the birthday card from someone I missed, the teacup from my grandmother, the old jacket I haven't worn in years, but used to wear all the time when life felt different. When I held those things in my hands, I didn't see stuff. I felt moments. I saw who I used to be. I saw people I didn't want to forget. And for a long time, I thought, if I let go of this, will I forget? Will they fade? Have you ever had that thought that if you get rid of something, the memory might go with it? But over time, I realized something gentle but freeing. The memory doesn't live in the object. It lives in me. I can still picture my son in those pajamas, even if they're no longer in the closet. I can still remember my grandmother's voice without needing to keep every single thing she once touched. Of course, I still keep a few things. But I've learned to be intentional. I ask, does this bring me peace? Or does it hold me in the past? If it makes me smile and feel grounded, it stays. If it brings up guilt, heaviness, or pressure to hold on, that's usually a sign it's time to release it. And sometimes I'll take a photo, write down the memory, say thank you, and let it go. Because letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It just means choosing to live more fully in the present while carrying the love forward in a different way. There was a moment sometime in the middle of one of my big decluttering days when I just sat down on the floor and stared at everything around me, piles of clothes, boxes of old papers, things I hadn't seen or touched in years. And this wave of emotion came over me. Not stress, not overwhelm, just this deep feeling of, oh, this is who I used to be. It's strange how our stuff can hold a mirror to our past. Every item had a version of me attached to it, a phase of life, a story, a role I once played. Have you ever had that feeling? Like decluttering isn't just about tidying up, it's about quietly realizing how much you've changed. I started to notice what I was keeping, things that reflected who I thought I should be, or who I used to be, and what I was slowly letting go of, the pressure, the old expectations, the things that no longer fit the life I wanted now. Decluttering for me became less about organizing and more about getting honest, about saying, this is who I am now. This is what matters. This is what I have space for, not just physically, but emotionally. And when you let go from that place, not to be perfect, not to impress anyone, but just to live more peacefully, it doesn't feel like a chore anymore. It feels like coming home to yourself. Final, somehow, without meaning to your home has become a storage unit for everyone else's stuff. There's a bag of old toys from your sister's kids, a half-broken lamp your partner swore they'd fix, School projects, random chords, someone's mystery jacket no one ever claimed. And they're all waiting, quietly, in your space. You didn't sign up for this job, but somehow you ended up being the just-in-case keeper, the one who holds on to things for everyone because it felt easier than having the awkward conversation, or because you didn't want to seem difficult, or maybe you just didn't even notice. Until now. But here's what I've learned: when you keep something out of guilt or obligation, it doesn't sit quietly on the shelf. It tugs at your energy, your time, your peace. And the truth is, you're allowed to let it go. You're allowed to make space for yourself, to say gently but clearly, "This doesn't belong here anymore." Because your home isn't a holding place for other people's decisions. It's a place for you to rest, to breathe, to feel calm again. Letting go doesn't mean you love them less. It means you're starting to love yourself a little more. Maybe what you need isn't a perfectly organized house. Maybe it's just a space that doesn't weigh you down. A space that lets you breathe and think and be yourself even on the messy days. Decluttering isn't something you get right all at once. It's something you feel your way through. Sometimes with confidence, sometimes with hesitation. But every small choice to let go, even just one thing, is a quiet step toward peace. So if you've been feeling overwhelmed or like you're starting over again and again, please know you're not behind. You're not doing it wrong. You're just learning what your version of enough feels like. And that's not failure, that's growth. That's clarity. Keep going at your own pace. Your calm is worth creating space for.